All righty, I'm so excited to have on my next guest, the one and the only. You haven't heard of him yet, but you're going to hear from him. He's only 15 years old, and he's a stand-up comedian. Sam Rossi, ladies and gentlemen, is here on the program, making his world television debut down here. Now, Sam, you're 15 years old, right?
Yeah.
Now, what exactly got you into stand-up comedy?
I don't know. I just enjoyed it. It was felt like the only thing you couldn't really cheat your way through if you try to make your way up the ranks, I guess.
The proverbial ladder of comedy.
Yeah.
Now, 15 years old. You've only been on the planet for 15 years. Who are some of your comedy influences?
I don't know, probably like Bill Burr.
Bill Burr, Boston boy, yeah.
Yeah, he's really good. Anthony Jeselnik.
Okay.
More of his philosophy than anything else of no one can tell you what to do if you're a comedian.
It's true.
And, Ryan Hamilton, I think, because he's able to keep it really clean and also have it funny. So that guy's really fun to watch.
Now, you've performed at a bunch of places around the local area out here. And did you have any stage fright going into this?
Yeah, I did. I was actually really scared the first time that no one was going to laugh when I went up, and then that's pretty much exactly what happened. But after the first time you bomb, you're really fine with it the rest of the time.
Now, how does a 15-year-old get into comedy gigs? I mean, do you have to call them up and say, listen, I'm not lying here. I'm actually 15 years old, and I want to be a stand-up comedian. Can you book me?
Well, most of them just turn you down right off the bat because you got to be 21 to get into most of those places.
That's true.
But the few that do are just open mics that are supposed to be for musicians. So what happens is you just sign up, and when you get there, you tell them you're a stand-up comedian. Mm-hmm. Been trying to break that habit recently, but yeah, I've just done open mic so far.
Are your parents for this?
They are very supportive because, well, first I got to keep my grades up and all that.
You got to do that.
Yeah, they're very supportive when I'm doing well and everything else. So
now you have an advantage that a lot of comedians didn't have when growing up. Like I grew up in the '80s. You have YouTube, so you can study all of the legends, like Don Rickles, Rodney Dangerfield, George Carlin.
I know George Carlin. I don't know the other two.
You don't know who Don Rickles is? Oh, look him up. He's the king of the insults down there. And Rodney Dangerfield. You ever see the movie Caddyshack?
No.
Well, he's 15 years old. But Caddyshack, Rodney Dangerfield, on a lot of comedians' Mount Rushmore, he's one of the faces that's going to be on there. He's the guy, I had no respect. You have to look up Rodney Dangerfield. He's, the club Dangerfields around the country, the comedy club. Well, that was one of the hugest comedy clubs around, and it was named after Rodney Dangerfield. Oh. So you definitely have to look him up. But right now, you want to give us a little part of your stand-up comedy now. Now, this is clean for the kiddies out there.
Yeah, it's clean.
All right, the one and the only Sam Rossi, make us laugh.
So, I really like spell checker, but it always makes me feel a little bad when it says no replacements found. Because you got to think, it's looking through a database of every word in the world. And whatever you wrote was so illiterate that when looking through a database of every word known to man, it could not find anything even remotely close to what you were trying to write. Have you ever noticed how milk tastes exactly like cereal juice? So a while ago, I was walking around. I saw a barber shop that also sold hats. And I just thought that was the most dangerous combination I have ever seen in my life. Like, you could go in like, yeah, can I just have a little off the top? I'd be like, okay. Oh, did you say reverse mohawk? Oh. On an unrelated note, would you like a $79 hat? A while ago, I had a teacher in school try to teach us how to use maps, and it wasn't really a fan, because who uses a map anymore? You got GPS now. So we're doing like map homework. I'm like, nah, I gotta get to sundial class. It was ridiculous. Like, the thing to me, the logic behind it was like, what if one day you're lost and you don't have your phone? I'm a 15-year-old kid in this day and age, in this society, in this country, and you're asking me, what if I don't have my phone? But you assume I have a map with me.
That's all right. You know what? That's fantastic down there. Sam Rossi up there. Now, if anybody wants to book you, I know you're only 15, you can't get into these clubs, but you know all the information is on the screen right down there. This is worldwide. You got a lot of guts, kid. I'm not just saying that because you're on this program, but you got a lot of guts for doing this. And
Thank you.
I mean, down the road, is this something you want to pursue after you get out of high school and college?
Just straight stand-up.
Just straight stand-up. You don't want to go into movies or anything like that?
Nah, not really. Yeah, no, not really.
Not really. Well, that's where the big money is down there. Now, is there? I know like we talked about, there's improv and stuff like that. Are there camps for kids who want to become comedians?
There was Improv Boston, like you said, but I haven't really found anything myself. So.
Have you thought about opening up one? There's a summer camp for kids your age.
That's actually really good. Yeah.
See, I could be your age too. The other guests we had on, I could have been their age as well. But stand-up, this is very awesome and unique because, a lot of kids think they're funny and whatnot, and they, they just do the insults and all that other stuff. You actually put thought and effort into your jokes. Do you write them down and try them out at home on the family and whatnot?
I try.
And do they give any inputs on the jokes?
If it weren't for them, I'd have probably quit by now because I just have done this onslaught of terrible jokes that I never knew were bad. But then they'll often they won't just tell me it's terrible. They'll help me make it into something that's actually funny. But over time, I've been able to make them funny on my own.
Unbelievable. I can't believe you're here. This tape is going to be worth millions of dollars somewhere. It'd be like having Robin Williams on the show when he was 15 years old. The one and the only, Sam Rossi, ladies and gentlemen. One funny guy.